Wait, did you know Kate Middleton's royal jewels hold hidden secrets that the world never noticed? Keep watching to uncover the untold story. Princess Kate has been quietly stepping into a new role, with a stunning collection of royal jewels. But these aren't just accessories. These treasures, carefully handed down by Queen Elizabeth, have a secret message that only a few royal insiders truly understand. Why is this happening now? And what does it mean for the future of the royal family? Let's find out. What would happen if years of royal efforts were overshadowed by someone else's growing influence? Imagine being Queen Camilla, working hard for respect, only to see Kate grow more admired with every passing year. Stay tuned as we uncover how Kate's royal training might change everything, and how one moment could alter the future of the monarchy forever. Kate's jewelry isn't just about beauty, it's about memory. How did Princess Diana's iconic pieces become part of Kate's royal collection? We've got the inside scoop on why each piece represents more than just a fashion statement. Will these jewels lead Kate to a more prominent role? Watch to find out what history has in store for her. I wasn't really aware of just how real her chances were, so I was comparatively relaxed. Middleton has quietly stepped into a new level of royal power marked by a stunning collection of royal jewels. With the story behind it, these treasures, once kept in the shadows, carry a secret message from the late queen that was recently revealed by Princess Anne. It's an unexpected handover rich with meaning and timing. But why is it only coming to light now? Join us as we unravel the hidden truth that lies behind these gems. Princess Kate, at the center of the monarchy's future, Queen Elizabeth II, always looked far ahead. She carefully thought about what would happen to the royal family in the future. She never rushed anything. Her choices were slow, accurate, and deliberate. Many people didn't notice what she was doing, but she had a strong plan. One important part of that plan was Princess Kate. To the Queen, Kate was not just Prince William's wife. She believed that Kate had the strength and calmness to carry the royal family forward for many years. The Queen saw something very special in her. She didn't only want a consort who would stand beside a future king. She wanted someone who could lead in her own way. Someone who could be committed, wise, and admired. She believed that Kate could become much more than what the role usually required. So very slowly and gently she began to guide her. She gave her advice and watched how she handled difficult situations over time. Her trust in Kate became stronger. Kate was always polite, kind, and graceful in public. People liked her very much, smiled warmly, dressed modestly, and behaved properly. But behind closed doors, something more was happening. The Queen was shaping her. She was sharing her knowledge and her experience. She gave her small lessons that only a long-reigning monarch could give. These private moments helped Kate learn how to deal with pressure, how to stay calm, and how to act when the world was watching. However, this unique mentoring didn't stay a secret forever. Over time, whispers began to move through the palace. Some members of the royal family started to notice the Queen's special attention toward Kate. One of the people most affected by this was Queen Camilla. She had spent many years working hard to be accepted. She had gone through a lot of pain and judgment. She had waited patiently for her chance to feel truly welcomed. Camilla had always tried to stand firmly beside King Charles. She had supported him during emotional times and had gradually built a better public image. She took on royal duties and tried to show loyalty to the crown. So when she found out that the Queen may have been quietly shaping a different future, it hit her deeply. It likely made her feel hurt, confused, and even overlooked. All her work and effort now seemed to matter less in comparison to the Queen's intense focus on Kate. This situation became more complicated when Princess Anne shared a few words that hinted at her mother's plans. Anne, who had always been close to the Queen, gave small signs that the real vision for the royal family didn't stop with Charles and Camilla. It moved forward to William and Kate. That idea quickly caused discomfort in the palace. People started wondering what their roles would be in this new future. Some likely began to feel uncertain or even replaced for Camilla. These thoughts may have been hard to carry. She had spent so many years proving herself. She had given up privacy and freedom to take on a difficult role, and now she had to live with the knowledge that the queen may have chosen someone else as the true face of the monarchy's future. These feelings definitely stayed with her. Didn't go away easily, especially because Kate kept growing stronger and more respected with every passing year. Kate always knew how to behave during important moments. Whether it was a royal tour, a family event, or a serious occasion, she acted gracefully. She never seemed unsure. She was prepared, elegant, and firm. The public admired her more and more, and the queen kept guiding her in ways that most people never noticed. However, this does not mean that Camilla was sidelined. The queen never ignored Camilla in public. Rather, she gave her support when it was needed. During the Platinum Jubilee, made it clear that Camilla should be accepted as queen consort. She wanted her to be respected, but at the same time she was still watching Kate closely and helping her grow into something even greater. This created a careful balance. Both women were supported, but in very different ways. Camilla had worked hard and carefully to earn her role. She had been patient and loyal, but Kate was being prepared for something much more lasting. This difference may have created tension behind the palace walls. The public only saw unity, but inside people likely felt the weight of that divide. Camilla especially may have struggled with those comparisons because the queen's trust in Kate was deep. She gave her time, space, and guidance. Every small moment between them helped Kate become stronger. These were private lessons, yet they mattered in the outside world. They shaped Kate into someone who could lead with strength. Even during hard times, the queen understood that the world was changing. She knew the monarchy needed someone strong to keep it standing. She believed that Kate could be that person. It showed how well the queen had planned. Her decisions were never rushed. She thought about everything very carefully now. As time moves on, that careful planning is starting to show as Kate's role continues to grow. And even though others may still feel the shadow of those choices, it is clear that she is stepping forward slowly, just as the queen hoped. The difference between Camilla and Kate's bond with Queen Elizabeth was never just about rules or royal duty. It slowly turned into something much more personal, shaped over time by trust, understanding, and respect. Their connection grew naturally through shared moments and kind gestures that meant a lot to both of them. Many times Kate and Prince William would visit the Queen at Kensington Palace. They would sit down for tea, spending time together in a warm and relaxed way. These visits were never stiff or overly formal. They were moments where the Queen, William, and Kate could speak freely about their thoughts, worries, and plans for the future of the royal family. These talks helped them open up in ways that official meetings never allowed. Emotions and opinions flowed more easily in those simple settings. Away from public eyes, through these honest conversations, the Queen began to see something deeper in Kate. She started to view her as a strong and dependable woman who truly cared about the royal family's future. Eventually, the Queen chose to honor Kate in a special way. She gave her one of the highest honors in the royal household, something that held deep meaning. It showed the Queen's deep respect and her trust in Kate's growing role. This was not done lightly. It was thoughtful and clear. By giving her that recognition, the Queen showed how important Kate had become, not just as a family member but as someone who would help shape what came next. Camilla's journey with the Queen, however, was very different. Her path was longer, more complex, and marked by many difficult moments from the very beginning. Her relationship with the royal family was connected to the history she shared with King Charles. It brought with it years of public judgment, endless gossip, and strong opinions from all sides. She stepped into her role during a time when many people still struggled to accept her because of this. Her place within the royal family did not come easily. But Camilla handled these challenges in a mature way. She never rushed. Instead, she moved forward slowly, taking each step with care. Over time, she earned respect by showing that she could be counted on. Her strength came from patience and from the way she stood by Charles through many highs and lows. Still, her position always felt closely tied to his. Unlike Kate, Camilla's role seemed to grow mainly because of her husband's place in the monarchy. That made her journey more delicate. and at times more uncertain now that Kate is Princess of Wales. She holds a title once carried by Queen Elizabeth herself. With that title comes great responsibility. Kate is now stepping into a space shaped by both tradition and change. She blends the old with the new, showing that royal life can be respectful of history. While still moving forward, she leads not just with words, but with actions. She shows her strength through small, thoughtful deeds, and with the kindness that touches many people as she gains more experience. Kate grows more confident. She continues to carry lessons she learned from Queen Elizabeth, shaping her own unique way of serving. She connects with the public in a way that feels natural and sincere. People respond to her steady presence and her clear sense of purpose. At the same time, she remains deeply focused on her family. As a mother, she carefully balances royal work. With her home life, she stays close to her children while also managing public duties with grace. Camilla, meanwhile, continues to carry out her responsibilities beside King Charles. She plays her part with discipline and stability. Her role matters and she fulfills it without seeking too much attention. But the difference between her and Kate remains clear. One woman is moving forward with fresh energy and growing influence. The other holds a place shaped by experience and endurance. This contrast was never lost on Queen Elizabeth. She saw both women closely while the Queen gave Camilla her support, publicly helping her settle into her place over the years. At the same time, she helped Kate grow. She gave her more responsibilities, brought her into important family moments, and encouraged her to prepare for a greater future. It was a careful and thoughtful process shaped by the Queen's deep understanding of how the monarchy must continue. In these ways, Queen Elizabeth revealed how much she believed in the strength of the royal family's future. She worked to make sure both women had roles where they could help the crown in their own ways. But behind it all, she was gently guiding Kate towards something bigger. It became clear, even if not spoken openly, that the Queen had a long-term vision. She wanted Kate to be ready for a time when she would need to lead with strength and purpose. In the same way, Kate's marriage to William helped shape her royal life. Their strong relationship, based on deep respect, gave her the support she needed. Together, they faced the challenges of royal life, while keeping their personal world stable through ups and downs. Through public pressure and private moments, they stood together. Kate grew stronger with every passing year, learning how to face the spotlight without losing her sense of self. Now she steps forward with purpose. She carries the hopes of many people who want to see the royal family grow and adapt. Kate brings a feeling of honesty and connection. She moves carefully, but confidently, always remembering where she started. Camilla remains beside the king, loyal and respectful. Her path, filled with lessons and challenges, helped shape her into the woman she is today. Though their stories are different, Kate and Camilla are now part of the same royal journey. One looks toward the future with fresh promise. The other stands as a sign of how far the family has come together. Their roles show a royal family that continues to change, one step at a time, shaped by history and moving steadily into the future. But the Queen wasn't done. She left something symbolic behind for Kate: the royal jewels. Princess Anne recently shared something unexpected that had stayed hidden for years. Even people who had followed the royal family closely were surprised. It wasn't news about a new royal duty or an important title. It was something much more personal, something that had meant a lot to Queen Elizabeth. This special detail had nothing to do with public life or official responsibilities. It came from the Queen's heart and showed how deeply she cared about the people closest to her. It was about her most loved pieces of jewelry. These jewels were not the ones usually seen during royal ceremonies or public events. They were not worn just to impress the world. These were the Queen's personal treasures, pieces that held real meaning to her. Many of them were given to her by kings and queens of the past. Some came from her own mother, and others from royal family members who had long passed. They were full of memories. She wore them only on private or special days. These jewels were part of her own life story, and now, these very pieces were meant to be passed on to Kate Middleton. One of the most famous items in this private collection is the Cartier Halo tiara. Kate wore this tiara on her wedding day, and many people believed it had only been loaned to her for the ceremony. It seemed like just another royal tradition. One more piece of jewelry chosen for the occasion. But that wasn't the case. Queen Elizabeth had picked it carefully for Kate. It was not a simple accessory. It was a message. By giving Kate this tiara, the Queen showed that she saw her as a unique part of the royal family's future. The Cartier Halo tiara has its own story. It was created in 1936 by King George V for his wife, who was later known as the Queen Mother. Then on her 18th birthday, the Queen received it as a gift. Since then, it has been worn only a few times. This tiara became a symbol of family history and tradition. It connected the past and the future in a powerful way. When Kate wore it, she became part of that long story. That single tiara placed her within the long line of royal women, linking her to generations before her and gently preparing her for what was ahead. But the Cartier tiara was just the beginning. There was more. One of the most remarkable pieces, the Queen's private collection, is the Nizam of Hyderabad necklace. This necklace is one of the most valuable and detailed pieces of jewelry in the entire royal collection. It was a wedding gift to Queen Elizabeth in 1947 and is worth more than $60 million. It is so stunning and rare that it could easily be placed in a museum. But instead of locking it away, the Queen allowed it to be worn, and now Kate wears it. She has worn the necklace on several occasions, especially during important state events and formal royal gatherings. Whenever she wears it, she carries it with such elegance that it seemed like it was always meant for her. She wears it so naturally, with such ease, that it looks like it belongs with her. The necklace doesn't just shine with diamonds, it shines with history. Kate wears it not just as a piece of jewelry, but as a sign of her role in the family. Each time she appears in it, sends a message that she is moving forward gracefully, taking her place in the royal future. All of this happened without public announcements or formal ceremonies. The jewels were handed down in private, away from the cameras. The Queen's wishes were followed respectfully and privately. No one outside the family seemed to know. Then, Princess Anne shared a piece of this secret, speaking in a way that brought the story into the open for the first time. It was shared almost casually, but its meaning was clear. Anne's words carried weight. Perhaps the time had come for the royal family to begin showing how much Kate now meant to them. Over the years, Kate's role had been changing. She was no longer just a young woman learning the ways of royal life. She had grown into a strong figure within the family, one who carried herself with dignity and purpose. Anne's reveal may have been a step toward recognizing this change more openly. This moment marked more than the transfer of beautiful items. It was about passing on responsibility and history. Kate is not only a wife and mother. She is someone the Queen believed in, someone who can carry the weight of royal tradition while shaping what lies. These jewels now serve as symbols not just of style but of belief in her. Each piece she wears adds to her story. They help show the woman she is becoming. With every necklace and tiara passed to her, Kate is woven deeper into the royal fabric. She wears the past, but she also walks forward in what comes next. She is not just wearing the jewelry of a queen, she is slowly stepping into that role where hopes, dreams, and memories of a royal family that looks toward her to help guide the future. Significant pieces of jewelry from Diana. Of everything Kate owns today, one piece shines the brightest. It is not just a royal jewel, it carries history, emotion, and deep meaning. This special ring once belonged to Princess Diana. It has moved through years, through love and memory, and now rests with Kate. Its beauty is easy to notice, but its story makes it unforgettable. At the center of the ring is a large 12-karat blue sapphire. Its deep color looks like the wide and endless sea. The sapphire is strong, bold, and full of life. Around the sapphire are 14 diamonds. These diamonds shine like tiny stars, each one catching the light in its own way. They sit on a white gold band made from. The design is simple but very royal. It has a shape and style that never feels old. The famous jeweler Gerard made this ring, and Princess Diana picked it herself in 1981. When Prince Charles asked her to marry him, that decision made the ring famous. All around the world, people began to link the ring with Diana's charm, her beauty, and her special place in history. Many years later, in 2010, that same ring returned in a very emotional way. Prince William chose it for Kate when he asked her to marry him. He didn't pick it just because it was beautiful. The ring meant something very personal to him. Had once been worn by his mother, and through it he felt a strong connection to her by giving it to Kate. He brought his mother's memory into that special moment. It became a bond between the past and the present, between sadness and joy. When William placed the ring on Kate's finger, it became more than a symbol of love. It was a way of sharing a deep part of his heart. The ring linked two women, two times, and two powerful stories. Now it sits on Kate's hand, glowing softly. It does not just show that she is married, it reminds everyone of Princess Diana. Her presence is still felt through that ring, holds memories that still live in love, that never left. But the sapphire ring is not the only item Kate received from Diana's personal collection. Among the treasures is a pair of small pearl earrings. These earrings may look simple, but they were close to Diana's heart. They were a wedding gift from Collingwood Jewelers, and Diana wore them often. She liked their soft shine and their timeless look. They were not large or loud, but they always looked perfect. Their beauty never tried too hard, and that made them even more special. These pearls became a part of Diana's usual look. She wore them during royal duties, charity visits, and family moments. People often saw the earrings peeking out from under her hair. Years later, Kate wore the same earrings in her official photos. For her 40th birthday, that choice said so much without needing words. It was a very thoughtful way to show respect and connection. For Kate, the earrings meant more than just fashion. They gave her a link to the woman who came before her by wearing them. Kate kept Diana close to her in a personal and emotional way. The earrings began to tell a new story. They now had two owners, two journeys, and one shared spirit. Wore them proudly, giving them new purpose, while holding on to their past. Another important piece from Diana's collection also found its way to Kate. It was a pair of sapphire and diamond drop earrings. These earrings had been a wedding gift to Diana from the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. Each earring had a deep blue sapphire, surrounded by diamonds hanging gracefully. The design was rich and bold, perfect for a princess. When Kate received them, she made a small change. She redesigned them into single drop earrings, which made them easier to wear. More often, the change gave them a more modern look. While keeping their royal charm, however, something changed again in 2022. During the Trooping the Color event that celebrated Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee, Kate wore the earrings in their original form. The double drop design was back. She didn't explain her choice, but everyone could see meaning. The earrings, bold and beautiful, were back in their full glory. Kate stood in the spotlight, carefully dressed and composed. Observers quickly saw that she had made this choice with care. It was a way to honor the past. The earrings matched her sapphire ring perfectly together. They told a full story, a story of memory, connection, and deep love. By returning the earrings to their original shape, Kate showed that she respected what they stood for. She wasn't just wearing something old, she was giving it a new life. The diamonds sparkled, the sapphires glowed. The jewelry no longer belonged only to the past. It now belonged to the present too, holding old emotions while making new ones through her jewelry choices. Kate shares something beyond fashion. Each piece brings emotion and meaning. She brings Diana's memory forward carefully and lovingly. These jewels do more than shine. They carry history. They tell personal stories that move from one generation to the next. Kate does not keep them hidden or treat them like ordinary items. She wears them, she honors them, and she continues their story. Each time they appear, they remind people of love, memory, and the strong bond between two women. Lives, though different, are forever linked, becoming a part of the royal legacy. At the start, many people saw Kate as just a regular girl. She seemed like someone from a common background who somehow found herself beside a prince. Her early days in the public eye were filled with curiosity, viewed her as the lucky woman who was dating someone very important. She wasn't born into royalty, and that made her different.
Slowly though, she began to change how people saw her over time. She grew into someone deeply admired not just in Britain but around the world. She stopped being just a partner to a prince and became a key part of the royal story. Now she stands proudly as the mother of a future king. And more than that, a woman with influence, strength and a respected role inside royal life. Meanwhile, the jewels given to her speak of deep significance. These pieces carry the history of crown and hold the weight of many years. They are not just expensive items, they show trust, responsibility, and the passing of something valuable from one royal hand to another. These jewels carry more than beauty. They show the flow of the monarchy moving from one generation to the next. They remind people of the trust given to Kate, and of the role she now carries. Ever since she started wearing these important pieces, the public has reacted strongly. Each time she appears with one of the Queen's necklaces, earrings or tiaras, it creates a strong response. Fashion writers quickly begin discussing the history of the piece. Royal experts speak about its past. Social media fills up instantly with admiration and praise. Still, the story isn't just about beautiful diamonds or sparkling gems. It's much more than that. Each public moment with these items carries meaning. Every time Kate appears with one of the royal treasures, it becomes part of a larger story. It's as if she is writing new chapters in the history of the crown. These moments feel thoughtful, as if carefully planned to express something deeper with each step. She seems to grow even closer to the people she has earned love slowly and naturally, and she now holds a place of deep respect. When she wore the Nessam of High-Gitter necklace during an important banquet, it didn't look like she was showing wealth. It didn't seem like a display of richness. Instead, it felt respectful. Kate doesn't try to take the spotlight. She doesn't push herself forward loudly. But somehow the spotlight always seems to follow her. She walks that fine line between
being a royal and being someone people can relate to in a world where privilege can often be seen negatively. She handles her role very carefully. She manages to stay graceful without ever seeming distant. The late Queen clearly saw something special in Kate. This wasn't about looks or outer beauty, it was about what Kate stood for. The Queen likely believed that Kate had the inner strength, discipline, and awareness to carry royal responsibilities. Kate knew when to step forward and when to hold back. That rare sense of timing and awareness can't be taught. It's something natural, something within her that shines in the right way at the right moments. The timing of this passing of treasures is also very important. The royal family is changing with each shift. Appearances begin to matter even more. Images of Kate wearing these heirlooms during visits abroad or state events shows that even as the monarchy moves into a new age, its roots stay steady. Each jewelry on Kate sends a message. It says that while some things may evolve, others remain grounded and strong. Kate now wears pieces once loved by the Queen, Mother Queen Elizabeth and Diana herself. These royal items have become part of her life. These pieces help shape her public image and connect her more deeply with the people she wears them. Not to show off, but to remind people of where the crown has been and where it's going. She clearly understands what each piece means and never wears anything without thinking carefully. In this small way, Kate uses beauty as a tool of connection. It is both elegant and effective. She continues to show this kind of natural awareness, often, and each time it leaves a strong impression. Her role in the royal family keeps growing. Every choice she makes, every dress she wears, and every piece of jewelry she selects says something about her journey. People are watching, not just what she wears, but how she wears it. With each appearance, she becomes more connected to the traditions she now helps carry. Her natural charm, confidence, and thoughtful actions have made her an important part of the royal story. Is not just holding on to the past, she is shaping what comes next. The silent competition for many years, Camilla stayed close to the heart of the royal family. She stood by King Charles and worked hard to earn her place slowly.
She became accepted, and after much effort she finally reached the role of queen. But even after all of that, there were still moments that brought her pain. One of the most difficult moments for her came when she learned that Kate, now the Princess of Wales, had been given some very special jewelry that had once belonged to Queen Elizabeth and Princess Diana. These were not ordinary pieces. They had been put away carefully and held a deep meaning. They had been kept for a long time, possibly to protect Diana's memory. But now they were being given to Kate. This act deeply upset Camilla. It wasn't just the jewelry, it was what the jewelry represented. She felt hurt and angry. It seemed like something very private and emotional had been shared with someone else. After all the years of trying to prove herself, it felt like she was being pushed aside. Once again, the memory of Diana had always been powerful, and now it was being kept alive through Kate. To Camilla, this gift felt like a reminder that no matter what she did, Diana still held a stronger place in people's hearts. Camilla had already faced a difficult path. She spent so many years trying to be accepted, both by the royal family and by the public. It hadn't been easy. Slowly she built her image, did her royal duties, and stood beside Charles when she became queen. It was supposed to be a high point in her journey, but even then she didn't feel like the public fully embraced her. People still remembered Diana with love and admiration, and now Kate seemed to be gaining that same kind of affection. Kate brought something new to the royal family. She was younger, graceful, and warmly welcomed by many. She had a way of carrying herself that reminded people of Diana. When she wore Diana's old jewelry, those memories became stronger. The public saw her not just as someone following tradition, but as someone bringing new life to it. With every jewelry owned by a royal woman, Kate seemed to be stepping deeper into a role that once belonged to someone else, and that shift wasn't easy for Camilla to watch. Things changed even more after Charles became king. William and Kate were given new titles. They became the Prince and Princess of Wales, and also the Duke and Duchess of Cornwall. These were not small titles. They carried meaning, weight, and history. The title of Princess of Wales had once belonged to Diana, and with it came strong emotions and memories. Kate took on this role with care, knowing how much it meant. Wore Diana's jewelry, not just for fashion but as a way to honor her. While Kate stepped into this new position, Camilla was also adjusting. She was now queen, the highest female figure in the royal family. But it seemed like people were more focused on Kate. Even though Camilla worked hard and fulfilled her duties, the attention didn't always come her way. The focus kept turning back to Kate, and that likely made Camilla uneasy. It wasn't just about who wore what, or who appeared where. It was about who the public admired and who they truly supported. Inside the palace, things may not have been completely smooth. Much of the media talked about small disagreements between Camilla and Kate. These two women held powerful roles, Camilla as the current queen and Kate as the future one. It's easy to imagine that they didn't always agree. Camilla had waited for so long to be seen and heard. Now that she had the chance, she probably didn't want to let it go, even as Charles faced serious health problems. Camilla continued taking on many responsibilities. She seemed determined to remain active in royal matters. But there were whispers that once William becomes king, things might change. Kate and William could decide to reduce Camilla's role. That idea, even if unspoken, could make Camilla feel unsettled. She had come so far but still didn't feel like she had the same place in people's hearts that Diana or Kate did. Her past continued to follow her. Many still remembered how she had been part of the story that ended Diana's marriage. No matter how many years had passed, some wounds had not healed. Some people hadn't truly forgiven her. They saw her not as a loving queen, but as someone who caused pain. So when Kate wore Diana's jewelry, those old feelings returned, not only for the public but likely for Camilla too. She had done everything she could to earn respect. She attended events, supported Charles, and carried out her duties. But something was always missing. People saw her but they didn't seem to feel close to her. Diana had warmth, Kate had charm. Camilla, while strong and capable, didn't seem to inspire the same feelings. That difference created a gap that never truly closed. Every time Kate appeared wearing one of Diana's pieces, the message became stronger. She wasn't just remembering Diana, she was stepping into a future that linked her to Diana's past. With every small moment, Kate was making her role feel more complete. And Camilla was reminded of her own challenges. She had reached the top, but the journey was still long. The past hadn't gone away. The future was already moving ahead, and she had to watch it unfold. From a place that didn't always feel secure. Princess Kate's importance within the monarchy. With King Charles now officially leading the monarchy, a new era has started for the royal family. The change in leadership has taken place smoothly, with no major issues. On the surface, still certain actions hold meaning, especially when it comes to relationships within the royal household. One of the most important moves came from Princess Anne. She has always been known as a strong, reliable, and serious figure in the family. Without saying much, she made a powerful gesture that many people noticed. Her action clearly showed her support for Kate. It also suggested that the family is now focused, not only on what is happening today, but also on what will come in the years ahead. Anne has always shown deep respect for her mother's values and the work she did as queen. So when she confirmed that the late queen had made special plans for Kate, the news stood out. It was not just about giving Kate jewelry or a new title. This moment signified that Kate had become someone very important in the future of the monarchy. This shift had been building slowly over time, and now it was clear for all to see. Kate has grown into her role with patience and natural elegance. From the very beginning, she has handled her public life with grace. At the same time, she has always remained a caring and attentive mother. This balance has made her relatable to people in the United Kingdom. And across the globe, Kate is moving into a new stage of royal life. This step is not just symbolic, it shows how deeply she is trusted. The jewels she now wears carry far more than just beauty. They hold memories of royal history, important events, and personal moments. These pieces have been worn during major state occasions, grand weddings, and private family moments that were never shared with the public. By giving these pieces to Kate, the Queen was not just handing over valuable items. She was offering something far greater: the responsibility to carry forward the values and spirit of the royal family. My mother was the queen for a very long time, and although you kind of know that this might happen, don't really think about it very much. Not least of all 'cause the monarchy is about continuity. One example is the Granville chandelier earrings. These were once a gift to the Queen Mother from Dame Margaret Granville. During the 1940s, Granville had strong connections to the royal family and enjoyed a lavish lifestyle. The earrings are striking in their design, made with diamonds, emeralds, and other fine stones, arranged in a sparkling, graceful pattern. Queen Elizabeth wore them many times during formal events, especially during meetings with world leaders. When Kate wore these earrings to the wedding of the Crown Prince of Jordan in 2023, it wasn't simply about fashion or style. She was no longer just borrowing royal jewels for a special event. At that point, she truly owned them. Not just physically, but in spirit. She carried the weight of the family's history on her shoulders. What stood out most was how naturally she wore them. There was no sign of effort or pretending. Kate looked completely at ease, as if these jewels had always belonged with her. This kind of presence is not something that can be taught or learned quickly. It takes time, maturity, and a deep understanding of the role. The Queen must have seen this in Kate from early on. She likely saw someone who could keep the monarchy strong, while also helping it move with the times. The jewels were never just decorations. They represented a deep trust that only a few people are ever given. Kate now stands not only as a future queen, but a key symbol of strength, loyalty, and the ability to move forward without losing what matters most. On a larger scale, this move also holds political importance for the royal family. As King Charles begins his reign, The monarchy is facing a time of change. People's views can shift easily, and the royal family must always be aware of how they are seen. They need someone who brings strength, calmness, and a sense of connection. Kate fits this role perfectly. She does not chase attention, but when she enters a room, people notice her actions. Her causes and even the way she dresses all speak for her. Also, a small but important detail that shows how unique this decision was. The same jewels were not given to Camilla, even though she now holds the title of Queen Consort. These specific pieces were always meant for Kate. That alone says a lot. It means that the Queen had long-term plans in mind, chose carefully who would represent the values she believed in Kate. She saw someone dependable, thoughtful, and able to carry the royal image with pride and respect. This was not a random or rushed choice. It was a careful decision made by someone who had spent decades understanding both the people and the world. The Queen knew that times were changing. She understood that the monarchy needed to adapt by giving these heirlooms to Kate. She was ensuring that the future of the royal family would remain connected to its past, even as it moved into a new world. Do you think it was fair for Camilla not to receive any jewelry? Let us know your views in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to this channel before you go watch the other videos on your screen.